People the Purple Butterfly here, otherwise known as People7 on Twitter and YouTube, People elsewhere on the internet. My blog is located at purplebutterfly-people.blogspot.com, and my soaps, Purple Butterfly soaps, can be located at people.etsy.com, and my t-shirt designs, purplebutterfly-people.tmail.com. The Aqua di Gio has been cut. The Fruity Loops has been cut. I'm going to show you what we got here now. Yeah. And this was my first hanger swirl, remember? I used my powder duster to dust my micas on the top. And that's what it looks like. Now let's go over each of these. As you can tell, there's many of them. Yeah. So, first up, let's see, how can I do this? Yeah. The thing that I usually use for balance is, or the clearing rack rather, is in use with this camera. So I'm going to move this in its place and then slide it out. Yeah. The randomness of me is all of that. And then we got to get it done before, I'll say, the camera decides to say, see ya, all over again. Now, let's see. You would love the way the Aqua di Gio came out. Look at there. That's cold process. It looks like I swirled it. Well, hot process, rather. It looks like I swirled the cold process. So, let's move this down here so I can show you all of these. And let's try to adjust the white balance here. As you could tell, the green kind of took over. All of the soaps has the same amount of the colorant, which were all micas, except for the plain, which is the white right there. I kept the base plain and I added the in the pot swirl on top of it, and it disappeared except for a couple of spots, and the green took over, but you can still see all the other colors in there. Yeah. And at the end of the pour, some of the soap had set up, and I just scraped it and, you know, went on ahead and mixed it in, and that's how can you get that little chunk right there. It's just plain white soap that was in the bottom of the pot. Didn't that come out well? That was my first hanger swirl, ladies and gentlemen. Yep. Now let's go to the other bar of Fruity Loops. And this one I cut upside down, hoping to not get the micas all over my hand, and it kind of smeared it. But since it is mica and it was a dusting, when I spray it with alcohol, that'll disappear. But that's how that one looks. This is my personal bar, which is why it's thinner. Man, it smells good. I'm about to have company because people get curious when I do stuff. Especially when they're guests in the house and they're not used to this. Yeah, that's fine. Let's see. Hi, Auntie. And then we have that piece, which kind of muddled. But this is also the soap that I added the fragrance oil as the last step because I kind of forgot the fragrance oil. And it went on top of the swirl, on top of the colors before I swirled it. And this little piece of soap that's sitting on top, I'll clean that up later. The green really took over this batch, but it is still gorgeous. I can't even see the blue anywhere in there. Can you? The colors were red, racing stripe orange, buttercup yellow, Kelly green, Caribbean blue, and queen purple. Or queen something purple. It's a brambleberry color. And then let's put that down. Let's scoop up the Aqua di Gio, which is going to have to be scooped in 2 separate sections because it's more of it than the allowable area. Give me a second. Okay. 5 pounds of soap on this thin thing is not easy to pick up, trust me. Now, first up, we have this little piece that's falling apart. It was right here in between the two. I used the Lucy mold, and because the Lucy mold is 18 inches, I cut it in half. I'm getting better at that. Instead of a really thin soap, I have a little sliver that can be the sample. And then the rest of them are all correct size, except for this one little end piece, which of course will be the personal bar. But that's how that one's looking. And then the rest will just show you. This is hot process. Well, it was supposed to be the stick blender hot process method, and it cooled down on me. So I just stuck it on top of the stove and cooked it the rest of the way, because I made it in my stainless steel pot, because I don't have one of those plastic or glass pots that she uses on the regular hot process stick blender method. I figured before I invest money in a whole different type of format, I should at least, wow, that came out interesting on the color, look at her. But I should at least perfect the technique before I go buying specialized stuff. And you can't go wrong for stainless steel pot, especially if you know you're gonna end up cooking stuff by hand if it doesn't work out. Now, had I used the plastic pot that, you know, Living on Dying used, then when it, you know, cooled down on me and didn't work, I would have been scraping it all into my stainless steel pot anyway. So I just basically saved that step, because I knew that until I perfected the technique, I was going to end up cooking it or calling it cold process and leaving it sit for weeks and weeks and weeks. It was already primarily cooked, so I just continued on, added some yogurt to help it along, and then added the colors. And I ended up pressure pushing the colors in, so I don't have any big gaps except for on the very, very end. And those are personal pieces anyway. So the end look like that, and those are both thin because those will be the personal piece. Since this is hot process, it's ready now. It just has to, you know, have a week or two to get really hard, but it's already hard. Hold on. There we go. And that's a thin piece. Imagine the bigger pieces. Those are already very hard. So this has been People7 on Twitter and YouTube, People elsewhere on the internet. My blog is located at purplebutterfly-people.blogspot.com. My soaps, Purple Butterfly Soaps, can be located at people.etsy.com. And my t-shirt designs, purplebutterfly-people.tmail.com. Y'all stay blessed, stay tuned. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And stay tuned. I use some of this to make a hair gel. I got my bentonite clay in there. I'm going to go wash my hair and then use that gel. And I'll be back to show you my defined curl pattern from using that as a gel. Y'all stay blessed, stay tuned. Bye now.